Hello and welcome everyone to another session from Will to Play. I'm Will Harris. I'm your host. This is 2009 and we're doing a whole new series on Revit families. This is what that class is. This, of course, as I just said, is the Revit families class, the Rockstar families. So over the course of the next 16 weeks, no, not 16 weeks, 16 hours, 16 sessions, we are going to learn Revit families from basic level to advanced to expert to fanatic. At this point, we're going to do a little bit of keynote speaking, get all the details dialed in, make sure you got all the resources available to you that you need, and then we're going to kick off the meeting. So at this first 5 minutes, I'm just going to show you the resources that are available, how to pull those down, and how to communicate better with me. And then we're going to get into the actual meeting. So we want to look at this not as the beginning of the meeting, but rather as the keynotes for the entire session. And it's only going to take about 5 minutes. So let me jump around and give you all those bits and pieces. First and foremost, I want to, of course, show you the website. Let's go ahead and look at the website. You are now all able to log on to the website. If you had problems logging on, it's very simple for me to fix. Just let me know. Probably something wrong with your either your password or your login should be first space last name. Your password should be first name. And go and change that password, please. First capital, by the way. So let's go ahead and show you what it would look like. So you're here at Will to Play. You need these resources. Click the login button. Go ahead and give it your name. In this case, I'm just going to type in my Revit class. If for some reason you're having problems logging in at this very particular point, the password here is THANKYOU2. I'm a very thankful person. Thank you too. So there's your username and password. If you don't have your natural one, you should already have one that should be your first name space last name, just like this. And then the password would be just your first name with a capital. So anyway, let's go ahead and log in. And the website looks pretty much the same. You got some user menu down here. That's pretty much all you're going to do. Here's your details. That's where you can change your password. So I'd go ahead and do that. Click the save button. If you lose your password, I can fix it. All right. Wow, if we scroll down, right, families class, everything looks pretty much the same, except for now at the bottom, you actually get some more stuff. Well, that's lovely, isn't it? This is the session basic tool. This will be where you can go and watch the video, the archive, just like we've done with the Rockstar Hours. Of course, give it a rating. The video will pop up whenever it is. Yep, see? Right now, this is a wrong video. This is an archive video. It's not ready to go. Once we're done with the session, this video will be updated. You'll be able to access it at any point. And here are your resources down at the very bottom. Again, scroll down. Oh, this is pretty simple. There's a PDF. In this case, this PDF is going to be the step-by-step instructions. Oh, lovely. Okay, so there's your PDF. You got your session family. If you need to download that, it'll pop up. Download the session family. And we're looking at that basic table. And if you need session briefing notes, that's where the session briefing notes. This would be like a one-page summary of what happened over the hour. Wow. We've got all things dialed in for you here. So that's pretty much, once we're done with this session, the video will be archived up there for you to watch. Prior to that, you may want to log in and pull down those resources. Again, that's from the login button, and then Revit Families, because that's what we're doing. And you'll scroll down to the bottom. You'll see the More Information button, or Read More, and there you go. Questions about just the login process? The questions here. Login process, are you clear? The location of resources, are you clear? If you have any questions, I'm just going to go ahead and unmute anybody. If you got questions, here's your chance. Everybody okay? Everybody okay? Looks like it. Awesome. So there's where your resources are. And let's delve into the resources a little bit more. Pretty much my sessions, these family sessions are going to be made up of a series of PDFs. Right, that's what you're going to see. That's the front end. You have your basic table, right? That's always going to be the documentation for your step-by-step instruction, whether it's basic table, whether it's ADA symbology, it'll have the first name. It'll have the name of the session. You got your briefing notes. Your briefing notes are always going to be there. Perhaps sometimes I need an additional resource, and I'll throw that up there too. And it will show up, of course, in the resources here. You'll see that. I give you, of course, the family file. I'm talking out of a PowerPoint presentation. I have all these resources all set up there, and it's all multiplied times 16. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. We will get through this process, and you will learn families. It will be exciting. Let's go back to my PowerPoint presentation. I just wanted to get that brief, boom, blink reaction of where your resources are, and what the concept here as we go through. Any questions at this point in terms of the keynote idea? Good, good. All right, now let's begin. Session 1. This is going to be a basic table. This is just going to give you the idea of all of the concepts of Revit families, including reference planes, how like the process works, some of the rules, right? This is the hour 1. If I overwhelm you, it's fine. I'm giving you vocabulary. I'm giving you language. I'm giving you process. I'm giving you thought. It does not matter if you can remember all of this over the next hour. Why? 2 reasons. One is because this is the first of 16 hours. It's a marathon, as I say in the next slide. And secondly, it's recorded, so you can always come back and watch it. So again, if I breeze over something and you lose it, you're not sure, it's okay. It's going to be there anyway. All right. This journey of 16 sessions, right, it's going to take a little bit of time. It's taken me a long time to learn families. I'd say probably about 2 years plus, 3 years plus of Revit families and Revit training and consulting. And now I pretty much can do anything I want to with families. And out of that years, I have now come down to a 16-hour session. This is session 1. Get the ideas, right? This will bring you up to the full-scale Revit person that you want to become. All right. So here is what we're going to dial in today. So families are just the nuts and bolts. We're getting the idea of families, talk about like the process of family creation. Again, this is just going to be the brief rules and process, and we're going to hit these again and again and again. We're just getting started. At the very beginning here, this is what we're going to learn. This is what I'm promising by the end of the session. And you'll see this slide. You'll see the same set of slides on almost every single presentation. I'll start off with, okay, here's the session. Here's the hook, the introduction, and here's the purpose promise. By the end of the session, you should know these things. If you don't know these things, you may want to review. So if you don't know what all those terms means, flexing, masses, all that stuff, here's your value, blah, blah, blah. Of course, you'll know everything. I like the little saying here. Knives and forks, everyone. Let's get started. Right? Because you're eating an elephant. I don't know, working on a table. The topics are always going to be the same. Talk about the family creation process. Do some rules and best practices, terminology, and psychology on this one. Normally, I'm going to have 3 major points that I'm going to hit up on every single hour. These are the 3 major points, and we'll do minor points. Very succinct. So, the family creation process. Okay, reference planes. Reference planes are the basic building blocks for all other things, right? They're all based on Cartesian coordinate systems. Naming the reference planes is important, blah, blah, blah. Here are all of these 4 points I'm about to show you. So I'll do this. I'll show you a slide. I'll give you a brief overview of the slide, let you take that in, and then I'll flip over into Revit like I'm about to, and we'll talk about this. Right, here's the family that we are eventually finishing with. I'd just like to talk about reference planes. We have reference planes here. We can see these green lines that I have selected. Huh. Well, that's all fine and dandy. Let me. What does that have anything to do with it? And I've turned some shading on. There's like a solid object. I don't know. What we're dealing with right now is reference planes. Don't worry about the solid objects. What we care about here, again, is reference planes. So let me look in 3D. Let me tile some stuff around so we can see a floor plan, an elevation front, an elevation left, and then a 3D view. Okay, so we have our 3D view here, all pretty. We have our floor plan, so you can see that our elevation front and our elevation left.